Okay, so to look at some basic weapon handling, we're going to head to VR. I'm just going to spawn in at the Warpgate. Every continent's got a VR room, and you can get to it through the terminal in the middle of the room here. Just walk to VR training. Once you're in, head round the corner here on the left to this equipment terminal. They're located all over the place here in VR. There's one over there. There's one over there somewhere. Downstairs over there for vehicles and aircraft. Everything in VR is free. You don't have to spend certs on it. We're just going to equip the Gauss SAW because this is notorious for the NC as being a difficult weapon to control. So no attachments at all on it. It's select your heavy assault. Gauss SAW is maybe 3 rows down in the list of primary weapons there, and then we'll just hit E to equip that. Just going to head downstairs here to the cutout targets, torsos, whatever you want to call them. I usually start at the closest set of double lines, these gratings here, and then move backwards. So just get the crosshairs. You'll see the crosshairs get bigger when you're running, and then shrink down when you slow to a stop. Slightly bigger when you're moving, and then when you crouch they get smaller again. So to start with, we're just going to fire from the hip, so we're not aiming down sights. We're just going to fire from the hip and see what the SAW does by itself with hip fire. Empty the whole clip out. And that is pretty horrific. You should be able to see your bullet holes clearly. If you can't, you might have to just press escape, click the settings icon on the bottom right, go over to graphics, and texture quality is the one you want. High or ultra should be fine for seeing the bullet holes. That might require a client restart, then just do it. It's worth a couple of minutes to be able to see what you're doing. Okay, so that's the Gauss SAW completely uncontrolled. You can see it goes pretty much straight up. It's not great to start with for hip fire, but you're probably not going to be hip firing this gun much. So this is the default iron sight. So let's just do the same again. I'm not going to move the mouse at all and try and compensate. I'm just going to allow it to go wherever it wants. So you can already see it's going up pretty much in a straight line. Gives you some idea of which way to compensate with the mouse, which is basically just going to be dragging your mouse straight down. Right click, you might have to set toggle in your settings for the sight to stay up instead of having to hold right click down. Okay, so that's uncontrolled completely. Let's just try a full clip whilst aiming down sights and trying to keep the crosshair in the middle of the guts as best we can. As you go through your magazine, you'll see it becomes more and more erratic. And basically, there's a couple of things you can look up online. Cone of fire is where you start from. That's what your crosshairs look like now. But there's also bloom. The longer you shoot, the more random variation you get in there. So let's just try 5 to 10 shot bursts now. You'll see when you stop firing after 5 to 10 shots, the gun resets, and your cone of fire resets, your bloom resets. So and here it gets a bit metallic there as well towards the end of the clip. That gives you a hint that reload should be done. So there you go, that's just default iron sight, much tighter, with a bit of compensation on the mouse, and burst firing 5 to 10. Wasn't being particularly fussy about that. You can do that with any gun you like. So you'll get suggestions from different players when you're asking, you know, what weapon should I get for my medic or my heavy. Once you've got a few suggestions from the guys in Zeta that play that class regularly, you can come to VR, grab that gun, you can test it out naked, like we just did there with the SAW, and then with the recommended attachments as well. And we'll go through that in the next video for the SAW.